everything I say in this video are my own thoughts and opinions. You should look into the information for yourselves. Any photos and articles I've used have been pulled from the public domain and from social media, and I'm using them under the Fair Use and Fair Dealings guidelines. Well, hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well today. It's the Duchess of Monty Shit Show here, if you haven't already guessed. I mean, the intro was a really big clue, wasn't it? To be fair. If you're new to this channel, a huge hi, hello and welcome to you all. It's great to have you here. Thank you for subscribing. If you've been with me for a while, a huge hi and hello to all you too. And thank you for being part of this channel and helping it to grow day by day. Thank you very much also for your comments and also for your concern about my health. I'm pleased to say that the migraine I had subsided after a day or two and I'm now feeling much better. Right, so it's Tuesday the 8th of March and a very sunny one it's been on the south coast today as well. Oh my god, 8th of March, can you believe that? Where's this year going already? And it's International Women's Day today. Hurrah if you celebrate it. I've seen a few people posting on social media today about it. I haven't personally posted or mentioned anything on any of my platforms, not because I don't agree with it, I certainly do, but because I think that women are so awesome and so kick-ass that we should be publicly acknowledged and celebrated every day of the year and not just on this one particular day. Speaking of women and our ability to kick butt, I have a couple of shout-outs to make. Firstly, to my lovely friend Kim, who I see every now and again when we take our children to school. I promised I'd give her a shout out on one of my next videos. So hi Kim, I hope you and your boys are all doing okay. It's actually our birthday coming up in a couple of weeks. We share the same birthday. Well, actually no, I was born first and she just copied. But, you know, I'll let her share my birthday because I'm nice like that. The second lady, of all things kick-ass, that I'd like to say hello to is a fellow YouTuber and a follower of mine on Twitter, Sue Smith. Sue is a really lovely lady over in America. Please give her a follow if you don't already. She has a really great channel and her content is great. I believe she's been going through some things recently. That wasn't a slip of the tongue, by the way. Many of you will know what I'm referring to, or rather, whom I'm referring to there. So I know she would really appreciate your support. The final person I would like to give a shout out to is me! Yes, I'm celebrating. I finally made it onto a list. I somehow avoided being placed onto Mr. Boozy's previous final reports, so I'm absolutely thrilled to see that I've finally been recognised. You'll be interested to hear that later this evening I'll be celebrating this achievement in the most English way possible by having a cup of tea, a couple of chocolate hobnobs and falling asleep in front of the TV. You couldn't really get more British than that, could you? And tomorrow I think I'll be filing it away in the F it and move on category. In fact, a better idea might be to design and create myself an award and then award it to myself. I might even dress up for the occasion, who knows? I do have a blue dress as it happens. And if it's good enough for the Mountbatten Windsors to do it, then it's certainly good enough for me. So the royal tea is a bit lacking today. All has gone a bit quiet over in Monty Shit Show at the moment. Not that I'm complaining, obviously. Perhaps Meghan's keeping a low profile in the wake of being slapped with a lawsuit by her own sister, or maybe she's hunkered down with her lawyers to try and get some sort of counterclaim going. Wouldn't that be something? Going back to the International Women's Day thing though, and as of yet, an official statement hasn't been put out through the Archewell website, although at the moment it's late afternoon, going into early evening in the UK. I think it's still quite early morning in the LA, so there's plenty of time for a statement to appear in the media. The UN theme for this year's International Women's Day is gender equality, and something that I thought was relevant and perhaps even a bit non-coincidental is that, you know, we tend to see in the British media I'm not sure about in America and in the tabloids that you don't apparently have, but clearly do. In the British media, we see a lot of old stories about Harry and Meghan, or sometimes just Meghan on her own. And these old stories often have a new spin put onto them and then put back into the media to fulfil Sunshiny Ballsacks's weekly quota of stories that they're paid to churn out in order to keep the Monty Shit Show duo in the forefront and relevant. Well, this week, the story of choice seems to be the one where Meghan walked herself down the aisle at her 2018 wedding at Windsor Castle. I mean, what better example to show on International Women's Day that you are a strong, independent, confident young woman by walking down that huge great aisle all by yourself. I mean, she didn't have to. Prince Charles graciously offered to step in after her father had his heart attacks and surgery and had to bow out, but she said no. She actually rebuffed the future King of England. You can't really get more badass than that, can you? I mean, yeah, we all know the story. She asked Prince Charles, "Can I meet you halfway?" Which obviously we all know he indeed ended up doing. But yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that this particular story about Meghan has come out so close to International Women's Day. But hey ho, moving on. Pictures have emerged today of Prince Harry, or rather just call me Harry, Prince Harry, attending the Stockyards rodeo event in Fort Worth, Texas last Saturday. I think you guys in America pronounce it rodeo, don't you? Well, anyway, it's an event where animals are basically made to perform. He turned up on his own, as far as we can tell. There's been no confirmed sighting of Meghan, which is probably most likely due to the fact that she's a passionate animal rights activist. But obviously when it suits her, obviously not when she's helping Harry to cook roast chicken, or when she seductively licked her fingers whilst flipping meat during the filming of a burger advert. I think it's fair to say that Harry's no St. Francis of Assisi or Dr. Dolittle either. He's not exactly got the best reputation as being a friend to the animals. I don't know if you remember about 10 or 11 years back, but there was a heartbreaking photo of Harry playing in a polo match, and the poor horse had blood on its face and neck. The injury came from the spurs on Harry's boots. Polo isn't exactly considered to be a cruel sport, so Harry was actually accused of animal cruelty and investigated, although he was later cleared of any wrongdoing. As far as I can tell, Harry is also a fan of shooting and hunting, which is considered to be perfectly acceptable and standard within royalty or aristocratic circles. Yet, since getting together with Meghan, he has not attended the traditional Boxing Day hunt, so I have to give credit to both him and her for that. Right, moving on again. Here's one of the photos of Harry at the Stockyards rodeo. I did share this on Twitter actually and commented that he's not exactly a jolly rancher. Bad joke. More like a sour one. I mean, God, just look at him. He looks so miserable in this photo, doesn't he? You know, for somebody who's supposed to be thriving over in Monty Shit Show, he definitely could do with telling his face that, because his face certainly doesn't match his words. The thing that's really interested me as well, though, is if you look carefully in this photo at the blonde lady with the blue shirt to the left of Prince Harry, take a good look at her expression. Is it just me, or does it look to you like she's desperately trying to get his attention? And she doesn't exactly look very happy about something either. So upon first glance, it really does look to me like she's trying to get his attention, and he's deliberately looking the other way, and he's looking so disinterested in whatever she's saying. I mean, perhaps it's just a very badly timed photo, or there could be something a little bit more going on here, who knows. No sign of a Netflix crew in tow either, which is surprising really, given the fact that he urgently needs to come up with some content to avoid losing his lucrative contract. That's assuming that he hasn't already. Something that has also made me really laugh out loud today is the amount of people on Twitter that have commented about Harry's hat. I mean, I've seen him being compared to Crocodile Dundee, I've seen people call him a really bad Indiana Jones wannabe, and even a crap Clint Eastwood. That's so harsh. One of my followers, who is a real Texan, actually posted this comment on my tweet. I'll keep her name off in case she doesn't want to be recognised. But oh boy, she sounds kind of peed off that he's even within a 100-mile radius of her. I think maybe next time Harry should ask to borrow William's white cowboy hat from when he visited Calgary back in 2011. I think it was not long after he and Catherine married, actually. Or maybe not. I think that particular bridge between Harry and William has been well and truly incinerated, hasn't it? Now, call me cynical here, but I don't think Harry went there just to get some peace and quiet from his wife and kids. It just so happens that President Joe Biden is also flying out to Fort Worth today to highlight the exposure of US service members to toxins in war zones. He'll visit a clinic for veterans and receive a briefing from staff on the services for veterans and the challenges they face. Biden will also deliver remarks on the administration's efforts to address these problems, and is also expected to urge Congress to help veterans facing these difficulties. Now, this is just my own opinion, but I personally think it's more than an extraordinary coincidence that Biden and Harry just happen to be in the same place at the same time. I think Harry may be there to try and meet with Biden or one of his representatives, to try and wedge his foot in front of the bandwagon, to slow it down, to see if he can jump on it. If this indeed does turn out to be the case, I'd be very interested to know how the American war vets would feel about this, given that Harry and his wife have already upset and offended them by having the Los Angeles National Cemetery shut down simply to stage a photo shoot to mark the UK's Remembrance Sunday in November 2020. Incredibly disrespectful, but especially so given that Harry is himself a veteran. You'd think he'd know better, wouldn't you? And who can forget that really awkward moment when they attended the 2021 Salute to Freedom Gala at the Intrepid Museum in New York. As they walked into the venue, footage taken revealed that there was virtually no applause. As an extra ouch, some footage later emerged of a veteran approaching Harry and Meghan during the ceremony and bluntly telling them that they were not welcome. Whoopsie doodle. I'd be very interested to see how this all pans out. Right, I'm going to leave it there for now, guys. Hopefully that's brought you all up to speed. I'm off now to go and stick my head in the oven. Those with teenagers or have had teenagers will no doubt be able to identify with me on that one. Don't forget to like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Press the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. Take care for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!